Alright, what's up guys? So today, I'm going to try to get that wing put on the Veloster. I know you guys couldn't really see it in that little update video I made, but there's a few small like splits on the side of it. It's kind of it's like an extended factory wing. So I think I'm going to plastic dip that today and then put it on the car and just see how it looks. That is not going to be my permanent setting, I guess you could say, for it. I just kind of want to get it on there, see how it looks. So I think we'll try and get some blue that matches pretty close to the car, throw that on there, then put it on the car. So in the next couple of months, I'll take it back off. We'll probably sand the paint off of it, take care of those cracks, and it's got a few like weird blemishes in it. We'll take care of all that stuff, and then I guess that'll be it for that. Hopefully I will be getting lowering springs soon or something. This thing is way too tall for my liking. So with that being said, I'm probably going to stop at an auto parts store, buy some plastic dip, and then I will see you guys in the next clip. Alright, so I just got back. I ended up not being able to find any plastic dip in a color that was even remotely close to my car, so I ended up getting this can of paint from I think Advanced Auto, and it's pretty close to a perfect match to my car's stock color. So instead of just dipping that wing, I guess I picked up some Bondo and a bunch of other things. I'll show you guys once we get all set up. But I guess we're going to go ahead and repair the cracks along the sides of the wing, which I'll show you guys. And then there's a few small kind of dimples in the top of it that I'll show you guys as well. And then I'll kind of walk you guys through the steps on how to repair those. And then doing a cheap DIY kind of spray paint job on it. So I'm going to go ahead and get set up for all of that, and then I will be right back. Alright guys, so right here I have pretty much everything we're going to need for, I guess, to do this whole thing, really. So I'll kind of go through it real quick with you. So right here I have the Bondo glass. It's pretty much Bondo with like fiberglass strands in it, to kind of simplify that. Sanding block, some putty knives for the Bondo, just to spread it. Sandpaper, I got some coarse stuff for the initial kind of scuffing up the wing, and then I got some really fine stuff to kind of finalize it, shape everything. And then this paint bucket cover, I kind of just got this for a kind of like a mixing board, mixing plate for the Bondo, because you do have to mix the Bondo with the what's it called? It's like a activator, kind of, if that makes sense. Kind of allows it to harden. It's really all the stuff we're gonna need, and then I have my paint that I already showed you guys and some gloss over there. So this is kind of what we're gonna be taking care of. So you can see there's a decent sized crack in the top here, and then this is all wavy. I'm pretty sure whoever made this put like expandy foam in there and did it that way. Along the back, you know, it's not really smooth. Underside looks great, and then this side not as bad, but it still could be smoothed out. This could be touched up a little bit. So, and then there's a few like weird, I don't know if you can see those that well, but there's some kind of dimples. Try and kind of right here, you can kind of see them. It's kind of wavy. Try and smooth those out. Alright guys, so I have the sanding block all kind of loaded up. I'm gonna go ahead and start buffing this whole thing, and I'm really gonna get into those ends to try and get them as flat as possible. When I get back, I think it's gonna be we'll be about ready to start applying Bondo to it. So I'm gonna get cracking on this, and then we'll be back with the Bondo. Alright guys, so for the most part, this thing's pretty much all sanded. After you sand it, it really brings out the spots that have to be touched up. So there's a few small pinholes right here, a few spots like this, there's some right there, and yeah, and then this wavy part, you can kind of see it a little bit better now where it's shiny. It's where the sandpaper couldn't really get. I'll go ahead and show you guys the sides quick. So this was that really bad side with the crack in it, that crack that's up top. You can really see now it's definitely expandy foam, and then there's a bunch of huge kind of blemishes in it right here. So this is all gonna get covered up with Bondo. See, I tried to chip some of this stuff off because I felt like it'd be easier to just Bondo a fresh layer instead of trying to fill this one and fix all these cracks and stuff. But yeah, this side is definitely the worst. The other side's actually pretty smooth right now. So I'll show you guys how to mix the Bondo and then how to apply it, and then I'll probably finish it up for the most part, or at least finish the layer, and then I'll check back in with you guys. Alright guys, so this is pretty much how it's gonna go. We got our Bondo. This is gonna be your hardener, activator, whatever you want to call it. And then open the top, just like a paint can. I don't have a screwdriver, so hopefully this putty knife doesn't break on me. That's definitely gonna break. Alright, so we have a spoon. Let's see if this works. Alrighty, so that's open. That's kind of what this stuff looks like. Spatula, and you grab your mixing plate or whatever. We'll give this a little bit of a mix here. So we have a pretty decent amount on there now, Bondo, and for this amount, there are directions on the container somewhere. For this amount, I'm going to use about 2 pea-sized drops. Even that might be a little bit too much. So lay that on there, and then you don't want to mix it, you kind of want to fold it over and kind of squish it down, if that makes sense. And the more hardener that you use, the faster it's going to harden, obviously. You don't want to use too much, otherwise you won't be able to do anything with it, and it won't cure properly. Too little, and it's going to take a very long time, and it also may not cure properly. So using the right amount definitely makes a difference. that looks about good to me. So you can kind of see over here when you first put it on, or before you add the hardener, it's kind of like almost like a grass green, a little bit on the darker side. And then once you have enough of the hardener in it, it should be almost like a swampy color. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply this onto the really bad side, and then we'll let it harden, and then I'll be back once it's all sanded down. I went ahead and started working on some of these front little pinholes and stuff like that, this wavy part here. As you can see, the Bondo is a little bit tacky yet, but once it fully dries, like I said, I'll start sanding it down, and then I will show you guys what it looks like after the first coat's done. Alright guys, 2 hours later, hand sanding. It's all pretty much sanded down. I'll probably touch it up a little bit with a finer sandpaper just to get rid of some of these scratches. Yeah, this side it's not perfect, but it looks a lot better. This part over here is kind of thin, but it's not exactly a show car, so not too worried about it. I'm starting to prep for paint. I'm just gonna lay down some garbage bags so I don't get overspray everywhere. Alright guys, I've gotten a few coats on here, and the color I think is coming out pretty close to stock. In hindsight, I kind of wish I would have got some primer. I didn't think I would need it, but you can kind of see a little bit the spots that we sanded on. I still have about half that can left, so we might be able to cover that stuff up. If not, you know, I didn't plan on it turning out perfect. It's kind of a hacked up wing, so otherwise I can always sand it back if I really want to and primer it and then respray it. So I'm kind of rushing because I've been sanding for like 2 hours and I kind of just want to not be doing this anymore. So I'm gonna finish getting the rest of this color put on, and then I'll start on the clear, and when I'm back, it'll probably be the finished product. Alright guys, so this is pretty much the finished product. I mean, there's a few imperfections in there, but the bottom side has a lot more than the top side. The paint did end up covering all of those sanding spots where it was kind of lighter from not having primer, but yeah, I think it turned out pretty good. You see how the color matches. It matched pretty well when I compared the color on the top of the can, but as we all know, that's never the way it turns out. So alright guys, so right now I'm going to head over to Justin's because all of my tools are in the back of my 240. As far as I know, to get this wing on, all I need is like a flathead or something to pry that back panel off, which I'll show you guys, and like a ratchet set, 10mm or something like that. I just got back home and pulled this little plastic trim piece off. So it's just a few of these white rivets, 4 of them. Takes a little bit of effort, but if you start on the sides and just kind of pop it off inwards, then it comes off pretty easy. So it looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 7 nuts that we have to take off, and then I want to say the wing should slide right off. Alright guys, so we have the final product of the duckbill wing. This is a couple of weeks later. I wanted to get it, you know, kind of age it, you know, if that makes sense. So like I said, this was supposed to be kind of the rough draft. if that makes sense. So it's not perfect. The paint does not match perfectly, as you can tell. I mean, it's pretty close for a spray can, but it's definitely not perfect. I did go ahead and order exact color match, so that should be here hopefully in like a week-ish. When that comes, I'll probably take care of this pitting here, and this ended up popping back open a little bit. I'll show you on the other side. The other side had that big gouge in it that kind of popped back open too. But for the most part, I mean, it's smooth, it's flat, it's better than what it was before, where it had kind of that indentation in it. On the top as well, this is the spot where those little wavy things were, and I didn't sand it all the way smooth. Apparently it felt pretty smooth to me, but I guess not. You can kind of see there's like a shimmer where it goes. Yeah, here's the other side. That top part kind of cracked back open, but I mean, it's relatively smooth. So I will be sanding this back down. Like I said, this wasn't the final rendition of this, so I just kind of wanted to get it on there, see how it looks, see if I needed to do anything with these sides, like extend them or do whatever. But I think it looks all right. So paint is on the way. That should be getting reworked pretty soon. As far as the body work that I did to it, I mean, it's better. It's not perfect. I didn't plan on it being perfect. So with that being said, I think I'm going to go ahead and end the video right here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.